Hey, what's going on, everybody? Snozzlegrass here, bringing you a Disc Priest Mr. Pandaria 5.3/5.4 coming up hotkey guide video. I wanted to make a video for YouTube because there's not that many Disc Priest videos out there for hotkey setups that are new. So this is why I want to make this one. I do have macros in this guide. I'm sorry, I'm not in this guide. I do use macros, but I'm not going to be doing it in this video. I'll be doing it in another video. And I'm doing this on a whim. I'm not going to edit out anything, so please bear with me. I want to let everybody know that I will be using a Razer Naga MMO gaming mouse. So those of you who do not have one, I suggest picking one up. They're around $60 or $70 or something. I use them. I love it. It works great. And I'm going to go over that because basically it allows you to have 12 hotkey functions on the left side of your mouse. And I use a lot of those. But I'm going to quit rambling and get to the real deal. Okay, here we go. My first action bar will be greater heal, and that's going to be Shift E. My smite is going to be Shift modifier R. My penance works in a couple different ways. I have penance over here, and I have penance down here. F is my penance, and Shift F is penance as well. But what I do is no matter who I have targeted, say if I have an ally or an enemy targeted, okay? If I just press F alone, I'm going to always penance myself no matter what. And if I have an enemy or ally targeted and I use Shift modifier F, I'm going to use penance on them. It's basically a little shortcut that I like to use instead of clicking off ally or enemies and then penancing myself and then targeting them again. It's just a little shortcut that I use, and I like it a lot. It works out very well. And next up we have Prayer of Mending. Those of you who have the Razer Naga MMO mouse, that's the whole reason why I'm going over this. I do use a lot of hotkeys on this. It's going to be hotkey number 3 and 6. I use both buttons because the buttons are a little small to use and you have to be pretty precise. So what I do is I just bound 2 keys for one spell. That way you can hit them better and you won't screw up as much. For my renew, it's going to be the same thing as my Prayer of Mending. It's going to be 3 and 6, but instead I'm going to hold down Shift modifier. So Shift modifier 3 and 6 on the mouse. Shadow Word Death is going to be T. Desperate Prayer I have set up for Q. Divine Star, I have Divine Star right here and over here, I believe. And the reason why I have it in 2 spots is because I have to use 4 spaces for it, and it's my entire Razer Naga bottom row I have for Divine Star. I don't know why I have it like that. It's just set up that way because my hotkeys, I really don't need that many of them. So Razer Naga buttons 1, 4, 7, and 10, the entire bottom row are going to be bound to Divine Star, or whatever your last talent 90 talent is. It's going to be bound to your bottom Razer Naga row. Next we have Pain Suppression. Pain Suppression works like penance, okay? And that is my Razer Naga keys number 8 and 11. I have them both bound, okay? But the same thing, it works as penance. Shift modifier down. If I have a target, ally targeted, I hold Shift down 8 and 11. I will hit them with the Pain Suppression. If I just hit 8 and 11, if I have an ally targeted, I'm going to automatically Pain Suppression myself. So I use that little trick on that too. For my Psychic Scream, I keep my CCs around the same buttons. Keeps things a little bit easier. So my Psychic Scream will be my Razer Naga MMO gaming mouse number 9 and 12. I both have them bound to those buttons. And my Psyfiend or my Mind Control, it doesn't matter, whatever you want to use. Anything CC'd. I have Shift modifier 912, okay? So 912 for my Psychic Scream, Shift 912 for my Psyfiend or Mind Control. Power Word Barrier is my middle mouse button. Just click it down wherever you want to use it and just click. It's that simple. For my Power Infusion, they're going to be Razer Naga buttons number 2 and 5. Okay? For my Horde Trinket or Alliance, whatever you want to play. I play Horde, so mine's a Horde Trinket. It's going to be Shift C. For my Leap of Faith, to pull an ally closer to me if he's, in trouble or something. The Razer Naga mouse has 2 hotkeys by the scroll wheel up front. I bind both of them to those 2 mouse buttons. Okay. Void Shift, which is pretty much my favorite spell in the game. It swaps health for you and a target ally. That's going to be G. Shadow Fiend is V. Mass Dispel is Shift, middle mouse button. Makes it easier because my power word barrier is just regular mouse button, Shift, Mass Dispel. And you can switch between them real easily. So that's my Mass Dispel. Cannibalizes. I'm on Divine Star. We already went over that. My entire bottom Razor Naga mouse keys. I don't have one for Resurrection because it's kind of irrelevant, and I don't really use Mind Seer that much, and I don't have one for that either. Shackle Undead is going to be Z. My Purify, I use the same thing like my Penance. Okay. And my Pain Suppression. I have a macro set up that I'm not going to go over right now, obviously. I'll go over in another video. That if I have an ally targeted, and I hit Shift 2, it's going to dispel a negative effect off them. But if I have a targeted, an enemy per se, I hit Shift 2, it's going to dispel a positive effect from them. Okay? Down here, number 1 is my Hymn of Hope. Number 2 is my Purify again, but same thing. If I have whoever I have targeted, it doesn't matter. As long as I hit 2, I'm always going to dispel myself. Okay? 3 is going to be my Spirit Shell. X is my Shadow Word Pain. My Power Word Shield, same thing as Penance. I hit 4. Doesn't matter who I have targeted, I'll always shield myself. But if I hold Shift 4 down with an ally targeted, I'm going to put a Power Word Shield on them. E is a Flash Heal. There's my Penance again. We already went over that. R will be my Holy Fire. 5 is to consume my Archangel charges through my Smite or Holy Fire or whatnot. C is my Will of the Forsaken. So whatever your racial talent would be, I usually use it as C. Beings, it's kind of like a trinket. I use C and Shift C as my actual Horde trinket. Keep them bound with pretty much the same keys. And this is my Pain Suppression again. We already went over that. Over here I do have Binding Heal. That will be Control E. Fade, I really don't have one. I really don't spec for Fade, so I really don't have one for that right now. For arenas, I have 2 dispels automatically for arena partner number 2 and 3. So if they get cheap, feared, or whatnot, I can automatically just hit one button, which is F2 and F3 for arena target 2 and 3, and it'll dispel them easily without targeting anybody, which makes things a little bit easier. That's pretty much it. To set up all your hotkeys, it's really important to keep number lock either on or off, because if you bind all your keys with number lock on, and then it's accidentally while you're playing it shuts off, your hotkeys will switch around. So make sure whatever you set your hotkeys up as, always make sure your number lock is on. Okay, that's happened to me a couple times, and it took me a while to actually figure it out. Well, not a while, but you get the point. So always bind your hotkeys with your number pad lock on. Okay. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions or you want to leave a comment down below, let me know. Like I said, I'll be going over my macros in a different video, not this one. But please rate, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, I wanted to get a hotkey video out there for Disc Priest. And I guess I'll talk to you guys later.